pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. And you eating pasta and it good.
Alright, let's start it there.
Yeah. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni Kenshin. We kick it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beef. How the saying go, it's a two-way street. Bring me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere the weekend. There's some asshole think that he can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, so continue, go and see. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Talk big game till you load it 8-1. Got your nails on this track's another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. G-get dominoes, trying to cook some great stuff.
You can keep ducking, this be the season. We're hunting, we dining you in our treasures while casually pressing your buttons. You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you be frontin'. Try threatening us with a poker, but your face looking all threatened. We calling out all your bluffs and we telling you what is what, and we saying enough's enough. But you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you run, let me tell you, you ain't the one. Cause the song will be nothing. Speakers and the whole team finna pump it, y'all.
We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni Kenshin. We kicked it aside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? We eating pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. And we eating pasta and it good. Yeah. To end my life, chance for repentance be denied. They want to see me crucified, a man's hysterical delight. I cry out, God forgive them, for they not know what they are doing. They see their barbarism simply as a mute. I'm not your religion, but I am your God. It takes more than scripture to get you to stop this facade. My name has been branded right onto the flesh of your tongue. Trying to tell you that I'm not the one. But whatever's whatever, and when it is all said and done,
Alrighty. Oh goodness. I always start like making it sound like something went wrong. Damn it. Something's happened, chat. I mean, like, I always start every single stream. I don't know how often you stream. I don't think I've seen you actually. Do you host any streams on your channel? I'm not quite sure.
Intermittently, I should be doing it more frequently. I'm about to do one showing the, because I did a merch drop thing, but it took it we fucked up the prep work for it. But we just finished, and like pretty much everyone has gotten their merch now, and I pledged 35% of whatever revenue, like over the top I generate, I'm going to be sending it over to that Stop Killing Games gentleman. I'm spacing out his name all of a sudden.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Ross. We're sending 35% of it to Ross, so I'm going to be doing a stream showcasing that. And I was doing like some streams during the pirate stuff, during like when news like breaks right away. I did it a little bit with the pirate stuff, but that is definitely more secondary to content posting.
Right. That's fair. Well, I will tell you, in the realm of at least VTubers streaming, they like to talk a lot about how there is scuff, and there is nothing but VTuber scuff.
Scuff just being like just random shooting the shit, like
no
acting kind of stuff, or
no, something as in, oh shit, something didn't load. I forgot to turn my model on. The camera isn't working.
Yeah.
Because I know that like again, like I was telling you before the stream started, I don't know how much you know in the VTuber world as in general. Because like when I first saw you and I followed you on Twitter, I was like, I wonder if he follows any VTubers. I don't think you do. Am I the real only individual that you follow on Twitter that might be considered a VTuber? Because I didn't see any of the normal people that most normies know of. Or
yeah, no, I heard of Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse, okay,
is a big one. I've heard of them. I saw the drama with Vishojo. I was gonna cover that. I was in the midst of like 3 or 4 pirate stories, which is why I didn't. But it was Iron Mouse, and like I'm aware that VTubers exist, but that's about it.
No, that's totally fair. Here's what I will tell you. When it comes to VTubers as a whole, I don't think VTubers are ready for the regular world and just like the broader world of like people to pay attention to them.
Audience, yeah.
And I don't think the audience is ready to accept VTubers, because with the very limited amount of exposure VTubers have gotten into the scene, there's like a couple of different places where VTubers have broken out. One of them, probably the most famous, was Gagura, who was at a Dodgers baseball game. I don't know if you heard of that. Like,
how could a VTuber? Sorry, that's
yeah. So, what they did is these VTubers showed up on the Jumbotron and started singing baseball songs, basically. I mean, there was more to go along with it, but like them going to the thing actually was them just like appearing on the screens and doing promotional material. And that was kind of like a lot of, I would say, boomers education to VTubers, because a lot when they came to the event, the Dodgers won, and a whole bunch of people decided that these cartoon creatures were good luck charms.
Okay.
Yeah, that was so that's one of those things where if most people don't recognize that, which is Hololive, which is the big overarching branch of it, they might recognize VShojo because of the VShojo drama. And you mentioned already that you vaguely know of VShojo, so that's fair. But yeah, I will say, compared to the drama that I'm sure that you've seen, because I looked on your channel, I wanted to see vaguely like a lot of stuff you covered, because I will say, first off, chat, this is Quinn Theo.
What's up, guys?
There's some scuff right there. I will say that when I first looked at your channel, the first thing I noticed is that you did cover MrBeast a little bit when the MrBeast stuff went down.
Yeah, that was my claim to fame.
Was it really?
I had I'd been doing, so that was in July of last year.
Yes.
So the months leading up to that, starting like November, October the year before, so late 2023. I was doing gaming news and game reviews, and I was doing streams, like Twitch streams of like playing video games with my fiance, and then I do like reviewing video games that came out, like general news. And I had amassed a whopping like 600 subs over the course of that 6 months. And I was in a Discord call late one night with a couple of friends, one of them named John, and if you're familiar with League of Legends, there's a content creator named Dantes, and Dantes had just gotten into a drama with this guy whose name is escaping me, but essentially he like blurted out and talked about Dante's partner getting an abortion.
Okay.
And it was a huge fucking drama there. So I covered that, kind of got like a couple thousand views. It wasn't like anything crazy, but that friend John was like, you should try to just do like general commentary drama.
Yeah.
Don't just do the gaming, just do that, because you explain it really well. Like, you do your research for this. I think you'd do well. And in that same week, Ava Chris Tyson got put under fire. And so I went from like that couple thousand views to a 30,000 video to a 60,000 video to an 800,000 video to a 1.3 million, talking about the MrBeast and Ava Chris Tyson. And in like 2 videos alone, I garnered like 35,000 subs. So it was like I literally went from, in the span of 12 days, from nothing to 40K subs. And that was like, that's the whole reason I was able to get started and like kind of switch into focusing on this.
Right. Do you like covering drama? I mean, like, it sounded like you started out with one thing and switched into another. Do you like it though?
I like telling stories. I like it. I do find it interesting. Like for instance, like the pirate software stuff. So number one, I enjoyed pirate software, like going into that.
Oh, you were a
like,
fan?
I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
There's a video that I have where I show so when I was doing my gaming news stuff, I had a video where I was head over heels fawning over the fact that Pirate Software had joined Ludwig, my 2 favorite people, the 2 people that got me into doing content creation. They had joined together for Off-Brand Games. And like I literally showed clips of that old video in one that I was talking about, because like I was so ecstatic for Pirate Software being like the head of Off-Brand Games, or like the strategic director. I was like, you couldn't find a better person. Like that was a year before all this. And so like I find it interesting. I find the drama more than that. It's just more like, in the same way that I'm an acting coach, I can enjoy art when it's great. Like I can look at a movie, but there's sometimes when I'm watching a movie and I'm watching someone act and I'm getting like pissed off because I'm like, I could do that. Like I think that I could do that better, and I know what I'd want to do it. And like that's not to be like ego, but just like that definitely is ego, but like I think I could do it better. And so in the same turn, he really needs to turn his volume up.
Yeah, I turned him up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My apologies. Thank you, chat. Nobody mentions that my volume's down, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was originally on Pirates Discord. But so in that same way, when I've watched drama before, it's kind of like I think a lot of people, especially just in general, maybe in the US today, there's always very much a bias, like on one side or the other. Like you always end up having to pick it up from your creators. It's the same thing with like getting your information from a critic on like for a movie or for a video game, like Video Game Donkey. He's going to give a better review on a Metroidvania as opposed to an MMORPG. That's you know what you're getting with Donkey. And I like to just hear what's going on. And so for Pirate, I found it interesting. Like there are people saying that he's changing his voice. He's using a voice changer for that, or he runs a ferret rescue, but he used to have a ferret persona. So maybe there's like some like sexual thing with that. And I'm like, I think those are really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's a reason for it. And we're just making jumps that we don't need to be. And when I would see in other dramas people covering stuff and they would make those jumps or something, it would irritate me. So I was like, okay, So when I covered the drama, it was like, okay, here's this side, here's that side. When the MrBeast stuff came out, I was like, oh, here's this interview between Ludwig and Dogpack. Ludwig's being a shitter, Dogpack's being a shitter. They both have good reasons to be, and they both are also not perfect with this. So, like, let's just look at both sides. Both of them are being shitty. There's issues on both sides of these. Now you guys get to choose, but now you have the full context of both sides, at least to the best of my ability. So now you can make that choice and feel like you're actually getting the full picture before you make that decision. And I like that. I prefer that in my research, in how I consume like media, information, anything like that. So I figured like, okay, well, if it's so volatile, if it's like drama, maybe that would be like a really fucking important place to make sure that you're hearing both sides, especially if you're interested in it and entertained by it. It's kind of a ramble, but
no, you're totally fine.
I do enjoy it.
Oh, I agree. And I think you hit on something that's really important, is making sure that people see both sides. Because I think something that is oftentimes avoided in all forms of drama that I see is where the guy with the bigger stick, and I mean, I'll use Thor as a great example because he was the guy with one of the biggest sticks in the world. Everybody just kind of believed everything that he said when it came to programming, when it came to his experience, when it came to everything. And it's just like when I turn on a show, I was like, oh yeah, he kind of sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And then when you like, because like my experience with Thor, and I feel like this is kind of how big creators kind of build themselves up when it may or may not have been deserved, is I started listening to him and he's like, okay, he's saying a lot of inspirational things. I didn't really care about how he sounded, but a lot of what he said made sense to me. And I went from listening to shorts to let's listen to some of his streams, and oh my gosh, he's actually making a video game, or at least I thought he was making a video game on stream, and I thought, man, this is really impactful. This guy actually knows what he's doing. The one thing though that I should have remembered, because like I always remember that there's a big red flag that I like remembered not too long ago, and it was, wait a minute, he said he worked for Blizzard. That should have been a red flag.
It is, yeah. Well, I think it is the same argument. So hear me out to the end of this. It's similar in fashion to Andrew Tate. I'm not comparing,
of course,
Pirate Software to Andrew Tate, but the point being, there are issues with this character, like the ego, but that doesn't take away. And I think the reason that a lot of people, including myself, liked Pirate so much is because a lot of his content, like a sizable chunk of it, like the YouTube shorts, are inspirational, have nothing to do with his coding expertise, have nothing to do with his ego, and have everything to do with pushing people to try their best to make video games, like he says. Like all of these like general good, like from like if you look at it at a surface level, if you detach who Pirate is from the messages that he's relaying, they're all good. Like it's all good shit. Like you can look at that, and regardless of the reasoning behind what Pirate is saying, those are good messages to share. That is motivational, that is inspirational to people, in the same way that Andrew Tate would, in between talking about the fucking Matrix and you know, the deplorable actions that he allegedly has taken against women with his brother, like he would have nuggets of truth of like, hey, don't rely on a woman in the same way that you don't rely on literally anyone. You take care of yourself first. He focused on the stoicism, which is like in its own right a way that can help people out of places. But then you but that doesn't mean that you have to subscribe and agree with or say that the rest of their character is good. And I think he went on long enough with enough people not really knowing coding or anything like that, and enough people just nodding their head because everything else that he put out was positive, was a good thing, left a legitimate impact on people's lives. And even with all of the drama, even with his ego, I don't think that takes away from the impact that he had. I wouldn't have made videos in the way that I did had it not been for my like Pirate Software's impact on me, as well as Ludwig. Even though I'm not huge fans of him now, but that doesn't take that away.
You bring up a really interesting point that I think not a lot of people often recognize, because oftentimes when you see people that are extremely anti X creator or Y creator, these creators will be like, oh, this guy's just a hater. This guy doesn't consume my content. And it really is the truth. I mean, like some of the people I probably rail on the most, I mean, not counting all of the other random ass people, like some of the bigger streamers that I really don't care about, but some of the people I'm most passionate about, I either really liked them as an individual or I was a friend to them. And it's just like, creators oftentimes create their worst haters from people that identify with them the most or were friends with them the most, if that makes sense.
Well, because it's a betrayal. Like, it feels like a betrayal. That is like, unfortunately, I mean, that is the parasocial aspect of it. But that's like, I mean, that's kind of just blanketing it as parasocial. But at the end of the day, that's anybody. You are going to hate most the person that you feel betrayed by, like by the fact that you feel like they pulled the wool over your eyes, or you believe them to be something and they are not, and it's in a negative way.
Yeah.
So now you have more of an obligation because you're like, well, I don't want someone else to get like fucked over or surprised by this in the future. Like, I don't want someone else to go through what I just went through. I want them to know up front, this is what is moving, you know, behind the curtain. And so like, it makes sense in the same way that like, and those are entertaining mainly because of the positions. I think had I not known Pirate before the drama, I don't think I would have made as much, simply probably because there wasn't as even if I didn't know him before, had I known what he had done, even if I didn't feel inspired by him, I think I still would have done like all the videos I did with as much interest and investment, because the other huge aspect of it is like, he is, for me, like the most interesting example of a large creator being like taken over by their ego. Like, watching that completely override all of the decision making that they are saying. It's like, it's remarkable because you'd never, like, he's lolcowing, but he also has enough charisma and personality and cult of personality that he can kind of get away with it still. Like, he's still going to have a concrete fan base because of because of his charisma, because of how he can pull together an audience. And like, you usually don't see someone that seems that well put together that has the work ethic that Pirate Software does. Because, like, make no mistake, despite him not completing this fucking game for 8 years, his streaming schedule is fucking insane. Like, he is willing to put in the time. If he just refunded everyone, God, I would not have a career right now. But like, he like 12 hours a day, back to back to back. He goes off for a week and then he's back and he's shredding out. He puts more hours into the streaming schedule than most people do in 9 to 5s. Like, there is a huge ton of work ethic with what he wants to do. I don't know why I'm on this point, but like, that's, yeah.
No, I get what you mean.
Still remarkable.
Oh, I 100% agree. Listen, if I could like, because that's the thing, is just like, yeah, I think one of my biggest problems is like, broski, if you were just honest and said, I'm not interested in making this game anymore, I'm more interested in performing because performing is doing better for me, I would be happy. I'd still want him to refund all of the people that bought the game, now including myself. But like, if if he did that, like, most people would, because I feel like the onus for a lot of people, like, it does stem from a lot of his minor controversies, but I feel like those only and I guess I could be wrong about this, but I feel like a lot of them only gained as much credence is because everybody was starting to look under the hood and was like, hang on a moment, why isn't this game finished? Why are all these things that you're saying you're doing not done? Why are all these inconsistencies showing up? And I feel like if he eliminated the game, that would be one big thing that like people couldn't attack anymore, if that makes sense.
Or if he just said, you know, this is why. Like, if the thing that blows me away with like most out of anything, and I truly mean out of any single thing that had like happened, the largest theme that fucking pulled me into making probably like 3 or 4 videos were dedicated to him just like being, and I mean like in the same way that Oompaville fucking softballed MrBeast with that interview.
Yeah.
Like, there had been so many opportunities for Pirate to just like, hey, why are you doing this? Why is this taking so long? All he had to say, you know what? I've been doing the streaming thing. It has become incredibly lucrative, and I focused on that, and I have let this fall to the wayside, and that's my bad. From the OnlyFans thing, the whole funny bit, the butterfly effect of just not saying sorry, even if it wasn't fully his fault. If he had done that, when we're talking about the hype train and so much insinuation and interest in why, you know, this is going on, all he had to do, you know what, there was incentive for the people that were there. There was incentive for the mod team because, you know, they were getting paid out, so they wanted a big hype train too. Absolutely, the other half is going to this. And that was an announcement on his own fucking Discord. But instead, he said that Kronos wasn't getting reimbursed. He didn't bring any of that up, and he forgot until I made a response with Legal Mindset showing the post in their Discord referencing the fact that they were giving half of it to the mods, all this shit. When he was bitching at Ross, and Ross was saying, hey, you deleted VODs. And then Pirate bullied the fucking guy and was like, no, I didn't delete the VODs. They actually auto-delete if they're past 12 hours. And then went on this like 3-4 fucking thread tirade, telling Ross in every single way that he was wrong, and then going into his own Discord and bullying Ross and saying, this guy doesn't know how VODs work. Only to find out that he was wrong, that he did delete the VODs.
Yeah.
All he had to do was just check. All he had to fucking do was just check, and I wouldn't have a video. I wouldn't care. Like, Ross is a good dude. If you weren't an asshole to him, I wouldn't have a video, and then we'd be done. And none of this would happen. And so it's fucking mind-blowing to me that rather than just take 10 seconds, because he's losing followers, he's losing subs, he's losing a ludicrous amount of money. He's worried about that. He's worried about the ferret rescue. He's worried about having to drop people off of his team.
Oh, I didn't actually hear that. Is that true?
He made a post. He's like, you know where all this poisoning the well gets us? It gets us to me having to find a different job that can hopefully support the ferret rescue. It ends up with people getting fired. He was putting the blame on everyone else. But like, all he had to do in any of these instances, for example, the Ross thing, just fucking check before you run your mouth. And you know what? In the clip of him admitting, which was months before this, which is what people found, in the clip of him saying, I deleted those VODs, the reason that he gave was because there were really toxic people in there. There were really toxic people in the streams, and that's why he removed them. Great answer. Great fucking reason. If only he said that when he replied to Ross, instead of doubling down and ego tripping over it, and then trying to bully Ross for being correct.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't have it. And like, it's so fucking easy. It was so easy for him to do the bare minimum and just fucking check, and instead just ego. And like, that is the most interesting thing to me. I've never seen it so blatant and so poorly managed. Like, nobody at that level fucks up this much because they're a lolcow. They never get to the place that Pirate did at that point. They always fuck up earlier, but he didn't. So it's like, watching someone fall from that height is insane.
Oh, I agree.
So I was captivated.
Oh, 100%. That is pretty funny you bring up. It's just like, because people that have his kind of psyche where they just can't take responsibility and they just can't ever admit they're wrong. I really can't think of another person that gets that rich or gets to that level where they are elevated. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of furries that probably could be classified as lolcows, and you probably just don't hear about them because they're furries. They're degenerate creatures. They kind of stay out of the limelight.
You kind of have to like go above, like DSP, like like Boogie. Like, you got a fake cancer, and you already do have to amass a bit of a following. Like, you do have to. You can't just be a lolcow for being online and being cringe. There has to be a rise and fall of some degree, or like, you know, you're a Christian.
Oh, of course.
In which case it's like horrifically deplorable shit, but somehow you exist, right? At that point, I almost think that it's art. Like, they're kept alive and breathing because they, like, an audience found them and was like, oh dear God, we can't let this go. Like, we need to keep this lolcow alive. Like Christian, their entire life was like documented online, and that was kept up by the people watching, being like, holy shit, what is wrong with them?
Yeah.
It was almost like they didn't even have control of it. At some point they were taken on by an audience that was like, this is crazy, and we're entertained, and they like kept it going.
It's like, this is our pet that we have to keep alive now.
Yeah,
it's a Tamagotchi.
Pretty damn much, yeah. Don't worry, we'll give you views, we'll give you attention, just give us whatever the fuck you're doing.
It's like, as long as you don't do anything illegal, I think we'll just kind of laugh at you, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what's really sad is I kind of follow a lot of lolcow drama. One, because it's just interesting to me. A lot of my friends, if you ask them, they'll be like, oh, it's so annoying with all that shit. They keep coming to me and saying, oh, look at what this lolcow did, look at what Chris did. And they're like, why do you care? It's just like, because it's interesting. I like studying these kinds of people. And It's getting increasingly hard to find lolcows that are just kind of innocent and derpy. Like I mentioned King Cobra, and I think you told me that you didn't really know a whole lot about him.
Maybe I've seen like a meme clip or two. The biggest, I looked at it, I saw there was a lot of stuff around it. Like I check news every day to make a video.
Yeah.
And I saw the video of his dad talking about it. Fucking A. It like that got to me. Like
yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to find because I just did the Jean stuff. I don't expect that you watch the 50-minute video I put out, but like that really fucking got to me. And I don't usually do very heavy stuff. So I saw that and was like, I don't think I can like do this. I don't know if I want to cover this like grieving father, because I don't know any of the lolcow stuff. Like I'd have to do so much more research for it. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to do this in a respectful way. I knew nothing about him.
Well, I don't want to dive too deep into him because like I want to do a stream specifically dedicated to like going over some of my favorite stuff. But what I will tell you is King Cobra is one of the most normal and soft kind of lolcows that you can get, which is kind of a hard thing to find these days. Because when you see lolcows now, I see a lot of them coming.
Usually they're diddlers.
A lot of them are diddlers, and for some reason they're all coming from TikTok. I don't understand why, but TikTok has got like a bunch of them now, and but like it's hard to find one that's just like normal and dopey, kind of like Chris Chan, or again like King Cobra. King Cobra like never really did anything bad. I think he had autism, but like he stayed on his own. Like his dad kind of like helped him out because he couldn't really get a job and all that kind of shit. So he lived in an apartment, and his big thing is he liked to brew and he liked to make his own drinks and shit. And towards the end of his life, it got kind of depressing because like he was with a girl that was very abusive. But he kind of liked her because he was so lonely, and it was just really sad. It was really sad too because he used to have a big pet lizard that he loved, and then one day the lizard disappeared, and he doesn't know what happened to it. And people on Reddit, and I don't really like Reddit a lot for this, but Reddit, there are people on Reddit that decided because his lizard went missing that he somehow abused it, and they started sending Everclear to his house every single day. And because he's an alcoholic, he's just going to consume it.
Oh my fucking god!
So it's really depressing because they know it's organ failure that took him. They just don't know right now what the actual like defining reason is. And if it does happen that he overdosed on alcohol or got way heavy alcohol poisoning, I don't know, man. I get really upset with people because like I don't really advocate for trolling. I advocate for watching people. But when people do shit like that, I was like, I wish there was some kind of I want some consequences for people doing that.
Yeah. I have because like my focus with drama stuff is like I kind of do have to rely on, I would say like the best kind of stuff that I can make usually has to have two sides of it, so I can argue both sides, let people choose. And when it's just kind of a slam dunk, you know, it's easy. And I've been very on the fence about going into coverage for lolcows because it's like a lot of the drama, and this isn't shade to you. I'm not saying that you do this in any way.
No,
just
that's
make
fair.
that clear.
You can't damage me any more than I damage myself. You're fine.
Sure. Like a lot of lolcow coverage that I see, if it isn't just being matter of fact and like sharing who this is and that kind of thing, it is just kind of like dunking on low hanging fruit when it's someone that's like just kind of being a bit of, you know, a cringe lord, and then just like, oh, look at how stupid they are. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you don't have to say the quiet part out loud. Like you just kind of show. And so like for me, it just kind of gets into that weedy area of like, is this used? Like, I guess I haven't really jumped directly into commentary for the sake of, oh, I found this interesting, let me share it with people, versus like I'm trying to provide a here's the drama that's happening, here's both sides of it, you make up your mind. I guess
you want value,
more of a personal thing. Right. And I'm sure there's entertainment value, but I've viewed myself, especially like even now, even with the growth from the pirate stuff, is like people do not know who I am, and I don't, that won't feel not like that back until I'm like at 1 million subs. Like it's much more a matter of, can I make content that is useful for other people? Because I don't think that I have an intrinsic entertainment value yet. I haven't really like built up the personality and brand outside of being like critical of thought and things. And that's not it's not like very much of a brand thing outside of me being like a milkman.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, that it's like a very small niche thing in comparison to what you would need to do for like you're building yourself, I would say, off of a bit more personality than I am.
Just a tiny bit.
I just go over the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a VTuber, your unless you're going into specific I mean, because like I would consider myself a mixture of drama coverage. I almost said educational, but I can't say that because I'll throw up if I say it. But no, a little bit of educational-ish, maybe. A lot of me just wanting to cover a lot of a broad variety of topics. Sometimes in the VTuber space, sometimes in the commentary space. I wouldn't really say that like I'm a normal drama commentator that just like does what you just described. I'm more one of those people who's just like, if this individual, because like it would be very easy for me to just sit down and say, hey guys, here's the update about Ethan Klein in the last 24 hours. And I'm not going to dig on anybody that does that, because there are people that do that and do it in a good way. But I don't feel like I could sit
Nicholas
down.
Oreo is crushing it.
He does.
But you have to be ingrained in it. I was on one of his streams and I joked that like I disappeared to make a pirate video, and there was some Ethan Klein Hassan drama that happened, and there was like 12 hours of content to sift through, but that was just Ethan's.
Yeah.
There was another 12 hours of Hassan's to sift through, and there was another 6 hours of Denim's to sift through, and like 3 hours of some other fuckhead like orbiter. And so it's like, if you don't have the context of, I don't know, the previous half a fucking year that has been going on with those two, you're done. Like there's no way that you can keep up. And I was joking, I was like, thank God you've existed for as long as you have, and like more Pegasus where you're covering it every day, because absolutely nobody else except you and the fans are able to keep up with that shit. Like there's no way you can. Like you can, you know, like praise the people that do that. It's irritating when they're just showing up out of the blue. There's like a couple people that have kept up with it consistently and have all that background info, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And you watch them and it's like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like we're just going off of headlines here.
No, yeah, like for me, it's just like, yeah, I could dedicate all that time. And you know, if there is one, because like I haven't hit that one person which is like, you know what? This person's doing enough that I do want to cover them every single day, that I do actually have passion. Because like, again, like I said, I could just sit down and cover Ethan, but guess what? Ethan is annoying sometimes and boring. And I already have a manager who is a Jew, and I got one to,
Oh, clip that.
He actually likes those. My manager likes those jokes. He actually encourages them. But what I'm saying is he says it's kosher. But like, no, it's just like I got plenty of shit to cover. Where it's just like Ethan is just one of those guys. Like, well, hey guys, it's been a month. Let's tune into Ethan and see what he's doing. Oh, he got approved for X, Y, and Z. That's kind of cool. That's cool. Hey guys, look, this is what he's gonna do on the lawsuit. And it's just like, I don't feel like Ethan is like the guy that I want to cover all the time. I don't know. There's just some creative things. It's just like, you know what? I'll let somebody else talk about them. Me, I want to focus on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Muda. I don't know. I've been looking at Muda just a tiny bit more because of his recent drama, partially also because of the fucking engineer shit. I forgot to mention, that's another reason why I wanted to get into programming, is just to see I specifically got into programming so I could say, hey guys, I became an engineer by learning how to program in BASIC. I learned Linux.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer.
Muda, I think it has a lot less to do, especially the Muda drama. Even though I might have focused maybe a little too much on it in my video where I covered it. Muda, it's much less about him lying about being an engineer and much more about the fact that he has been lying about it and using it as a point of not actually having to come up with a reasonable or like a succinct argument against things.
Yeah.
He just uses it as that, but he's been doing it for a decade, and it's not the only thing that he has consistently lied about. That's like, as a commentary person, to lie about your credentials or to lie about something so consistently and then use it as a point of like a place you come from when you're making arguments, that's the fucking weird part. Also, like, I'm like the way that he has handled drama in the past, specifically with the Nuxtaku stuff, like,
oh yeah,
it's bizarre, and it like, it's really weird. And I don't know, for me, it's like, if there is, the reason I was interested in the Muda stuff is like, okay, well, this is another commentary person, and they're acting, I don't want to say like what is that called? Compromised, because it's not like compromised in some type of way, like someone, like they're sweeping for somebody, but compromised in the sense of they're not as trustworthy as they let you on to believe.
Right. No, I know exactly what you mean. They're being very sus, I guess is what you could say.
Yeah, sussy baka, if you will. Yeah.
I was thinking of
that was old.
Oh no, you're good. I was thinking of fucking, what's it called? Among Us. That's whenever I say sus, that's what I think of. That's what a lot of people say. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Hold on. There it is.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like, so here's a funny thing. Here's something that I don't think a lot of people know, because I think when people look in at VTubers, their first, one of their first, if you come from the commentary side, is, oh gosh, all VTubers are like Nuxtaku, all VTubers are gross. I will tell you right here, right now, not all VTubers are like Nuxtaku. In fact, a lot of VTubers hate Nuxtaku because he betrayed a lot of VTubers when it came to the VShojo stuff, and he's just kind of like annoying to a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, Nux rubs me the wrong way. He's like he's like reacted to some of my content, and like he's been kind to me, which is why I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw some of the drama and some of his previous work. Maybe I'm a bit prudish. Like, okay, so I have like an 18+ Discord.
That's a good idea.
That just means that doesn't mean I don't like NSFW content. I could not be fucking bothered. I am not one of those people that has ever found it interesting or part of who I am online to share lewd content.
You
it's
are
just fucking
smart.
Weird.
You
It's
are smart.
So like my biggest thing, like when it comes to VTubers and stuff, is like, and I'll just keep it real with you. Like you have this like MILF avatar, as it's described on your Discord.
Yes, that was a joke, actually, based off of somebody that like reacted to something I said.
Right. For me, like my biggest thing against, well, not against, but like my biggest turnoff when it comes to like the VTuber stuff is whenever like the VTuber itself is like it's very sexualized. I don't go onto the internet or like onto YouTube for any of that, and so it always just kind of like irks me. So like I could not be fucking bothered by that aspect of it. And it's just, I don't find it interesting, and that very well could just be a boomer like prudish aspect of who I am, but it's just like I'm not. I just it takes away more than it like gives in terms of like what I'm interested in.
Oh, for sure.
So I just don't care for that part of it. But
no,
like outside of that, I don't give a shit. Like Nuxtaku's VTuber thing, don't give a shit. It's like, okay, this is the dumbest, pettiest thing, but like I wish VTuber models, the mouth matched up with the words better. And I know that's just like technologically a very difficult thing, but like when I'm seeing someone talk and I don't like the mouth of the VTuber thing doesn't match up with the like what they're saying, it fucking gets to me, and I can't look at their mouth.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, like, I know that it is getting better. I will say it's getting better year over year, because we're like year 5 or 6 into VTuber technology. But I know exactly what you mean, and I do understand what you mean. Like when it comes to the over-sexualization thing, and it does turn off a lot of people. Let me tell you, I've been turned off a lot when it comes to VTubers and all that. Like some of the biggest VTubers in the indie scene, like their only appeal is their model. Like I like when I covered the one of my biggest videos on my channel right now is the video on the Cinder VTuber, and when I was covering this, the thing that always annoyed the shit out of me is the only thing that made a lot of these female VTubers redeemable is the fact that they've got a hot model and that they have a fansly. And I don't have the fansly.
That implies that a hot model and a fansly makes you redeemable.
Well, oftentimes...
That just no. I think what you mean is the only reason that you are watching them right now, and the whole reason that you have something to talk about right now is because enough people follow them because their model is hot and because they have a fansly. That's oh my god. So like the VTuber experience I have, like that is what it's been. Pop into a stream. Oh, okay, there's a VTuber that's like fucking crushing in this category. Let's see what's happening. Oh, they've been dead silent for 20 minutes and like 300, 400 messages have come through going, oh, ooga, ooga, because they have like jiggle physics on their tits.
Yeah, no, it's annoying.
Okay. Yeah.
No, and I will, I get it. And here's what I will say. All right. The only reason why my model is the way it is, I mean, it's kind of a couple of reasons. Number one, as a dude, I like the female form, and I chose something that would be most appealing for me to want to rewatch my videos
like every
on.
Video game, like when you're playing a video game and you choose a female because you're gonna have to be looking at it the entire game. I've heard that from like, I don't know. There's some other gamer YouTubers that say the exact same shit.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
There's two archetypes of man. There's the man that wants to portray himself, and then there's the man that wants to portray his ideal woman.
Fair enough.
But like for me, that was like the main part of it. The other part of it is just like the other part of it is male VTubers, unless you are like Nuxtaku or a couple of other very niche cases, male VTubers don't get very famous unless they're like very niche in something. And for me, it was just like,
or their voice is like, oh, hello. Like they have to have like a fucking voice to go with that, and then it's sexualized still, but it's just the other audience. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I see. Here's the thing. I didn't want to go for the deep voice. I didn't want to go the twink route either because that wasn't really my thing.
That's
I was
a
like,
rock and a hard place. I get you.
Exactly. So I was just like, I'm gonna go with a female VTuber model. And I'm gonna make it appealing to me mostly. I know other people are gonna get appealed by it, but like at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have an appealing model, and some people are gonna come in because of that. And I do have a few fans that are like that. They also know I'm a dude and they don't care. But like the thing is, like, what makes me appealing as a content creator outside of that? Because I don't want to just be known as, oh, I'm the guy who uses a Gyaru VTuber model and they're a hot model. I want to actually like make content that's important to me. So it's just like I've tried to like myself make my content more valuable past that, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to I want to have more model.
For the record, you don't have to. Like that's like what I strive for, because that helps me like justify it in my head because I need to for some reason. Like you being entertaining for your audience, like if people, because at the end of the day, you and I are providing something for people that have the luxury of free time, and they're choosing to put that time into what we're ending up putting forward as like the work that we like to do.
Yeah.
Like I do this full time, and I exist solely in the area of people's luxury and choice of their time. And so in that sense, like I'm like, well, I want to justify your time being spent with me in the same way that any business or like any of those things, like it just, I don't ever want to step away from a video and be like, I wasted other people's time and like clickbaited them into giving me money, and like they have nothing useful to get out of it. Like,
yeah,
you can always look at what we do as like a holy fucking shit, just touch grass and get a job. Like, don't get me wrong, for sure. I've always been like, I've been interested in drama. I watched like fucking Turkey Tom and like other drama commentary people when I was growing up, and like I found that interesting as my pastime. Like I was born in 2000. Like I'm one of those Zoomer, like I watch the world get into Facebook and stuff. So like I'm adept with that. And I find the online like dramascape that is interesting to me, and I'm fascinated by it. So I'd rather try to do something useful that I would have enjoyed as a kid with what I do now.
Oh, 100%.
It's just fun. Like, if I had a more interesting personality, or was pulled in like that, like Burnt Peanut or I don't know, someone like that, I would care less about that fact, but that's kind of what has brought me to where I am now, is focusing on that.
No, fair, for sure. I don't know. I appreciate that, but that is a good thought. I think for myself, for the longest time, I hated listening to my voice. I don't know if you've ever had that thought where it's just like, man, I hate how that guy sounds so much. And so for the longest time, I would never re-listen to my content. And so I never knew if it was any good. And then the moment I started re-listening to it with my actual voice, because for a while I used a voice modulator to kind of help play out with the bit as well. But then everybody told me to stop using it. And they're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't sound any different. And I was like, well, fuck, there's $500 down the drain. But like, no, seriously, I use a very expensive piece of discontinued technology that only works because the guys who made it have decided to upload their own patches to a GitHub, But it's just like the moment I start actually like listening to myself and people like, oh, it's just fine. It's like, okay, now I can actually enjoy what I enjoy doing. And I feel like that's made my content better. I don't know.
For sure. I mean, I started doing voiceover work when I've never like listened to myself and been like, oh, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be really cringe. So I have ADHD, no shit. Most people do.
Most people do, yeah.
But I have like a very, when I was younger, it was much harder. I have a very, very like, I can't really help myself from being empathetic. It's kind of like, I think that's a big part of why I see both sides and like love to be devil's advocate or like make those arguments and like both sides, because I can't help it. When I was really young, I thought I was an evil person because when we'd watch like America's Most Wanted and stuff, I could catch myself relating to and like getting into the mindset of the criminals that they were talking about, which is like, I was terrified. I was like, that means I'm going to be a murderer. That means I'm going to do terrible things because I could justify it. Like I could believe that it was happening.
Yeah.
Like that's what ended up turning into like acting and stuff. But it's always been very, very, like I can't help myself from doing that. And that goes across as like, if I'm watching a film or something, my fiance will sometimes see it. I can't help but like my face contorts and like matches the emotions that are happening on screen, like what they're eliciting. And it's like when it comes down to like me listening to my own stuff, it used to be, I'd hate listening to my voice. I especially hate listening to my voice when other people are listening to it or watching it. But if I'm solo, I'll catch myself matching and mimicking the same emotions and intonation and stuff that I felt when I was recording it. And so like I'm watching myself go over, you know, the Pirate Software stuff, and I'm like smiling when I smile and get angry when I get angry, and like I can't turn it off. And so like for me, it ends up really helping because then it feels like in the same way that you're sitting down in like a movie theater and, you know, there's like the ebbs and flows of the like the emotional tracking of like different situations. When it comes down to when I'm going over and listening to myself, you can kind of catch, you know, like in your own video, when you're cutting through it and editing, you'll notice like, oh, this pause is too long. Like the break is too long, and now it's slightly awkward. So you cut like a few frames off and then a few more, and then you play through it again. It's like, oh no, I've heard this in a YouTube video before. This is the right amount of the cut. And like then you can like go through it. So it's always helpful when I'm doing it solo. Yeah. But the second there's anybody else that is witnessing me, like if my fiance is watching one of my videos in the like the living room and I come upstairs and she starts watching it, I have to leave. Like I can't fucking, it fucking feels so weird to watch someone else watch my stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like sometimes if I'm really like interested in how that person is going to take in the information, I can look past that. But if they like, if I get brought attention to while I'm watching it, it weirds me the fuck out, and I can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair. I do think that is like, I'm pretty sure I have ADHD because I have autism, and most people that have autism also have ADHD as well. But that is really interesting.
I ended up, I found out I had ADHD very late. And my older brother and younger brother had it, but like I got through with grades and whatnot. But there was a book that I read, which I highly encourage. You'd have to remember what it was, but it was written about ADHD, and like I was convinced that I was wrong about that diagnosis, or the doctors were, because I wasn't like an antisocial kid. Like I'm a social butterfly, got a bunch of friends, like that's how I've always been. And I was never like super hyperactive. Like I was competitive in sports and stuff, but like it was never like bouncing off the walls, can't sit still. I love to read, like there was other stuff. And so it never really, I never felt like I could relate to directly how they describe ADHD. And then when I read through the book, they made that point where it's not always like that. And then it specifically was like, there is a variant of ADHD where you have like a very deep empathy that you can't really control, and it can kind of like, it can fuck you over. And so like it started describing that. It's like there are a couple, like there are actors who have that, and it's like you don't really have to learn much because you've cultivated being able to put yourself in other people's shoes because you can't really stop yourself from doing it.
Yeah.
Like your brain just convinces you that you can experience the same thing they are. And so it's just like, as soon as I was able to read that and put a finger on like, oh no, this is an archetype of having ADHD, that was like, oh, okay. So it is real. There's some, this is an archetype. There's something to describe it as. And that made it a lot easier to like manage it after that because I actually believed it was, real.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's like acknowledgement, because once you acknowledge something exists, then it's easier to figure it out and work through it. No, I totally get what that means.
First step to solving the problem is recognizing you have one.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, like for me, because autistic people have massive problems with empathy sometimes. Although I will say I will learn empathy before the age of 30. I won't have an empathy meter like some people.
Well, my empathy meter has been filled for so long
that's good.
I might not even consider doing a creator clash. I think I'll just not do any of it.
You won't do a creator clash, and you're not gonna let your partner ruin your life.
My husband?
Yes, exactly.
No, God forbid.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest with I don't know, I don't think I've ever heard your opinions on what you know about Ian.
I have a sheep hoodie from his Rice Gum diss track.
You do?
I was a huge fan of Idubbbz. I was a huge fan of the Content Cops. I thought they were an incredible blend of comedy and legitimate criticism that felt researched, and it was heartbreaking to see the deep dive into politics with the first woman that he has ever physically connected with.
Yeah,
that was a cowabummer on all accounts.
Oh, I agree.
I was very much one of those people that's like, Anissa did not really do much. He did this himself. And then I saw a couple more videos on it, and then I saw a couple more videos talking about the timeline and Anissa and the stories of the behind the scenes leading through the creator clashes and how she impacted his life. And I am very much now in that same boat that, yeah, he just kind of led with his head and not the one on top of his neck.
No, 100%.
It's like mind blowing. Like, he never came off as someone that would do that. But like, yeah, it's fucked. And now it's all politics, so I can't even fucking touch it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
I know exactly. So what's funny is you're the second person I've talked to that has been exactly like that. Fucking Cameron F305 who does now the new Content Cops.
Oh yeah.
He is exactly the same way. Like he legitimately, he told me when I talked to him, he's like, yeah, I was also an Idubbbz fan, and it's just really interesting to see that, because again, it reinforces the point that like some of the people that love you the most, if you upset them in the right way, they're gonna like come after you.
Well, it's like if you upset them and you make it so like if it's such a blatant fall from grace, like Idubbbz, it's like you've become the thing you swore to destroy. Like it's
exactly.
Just, it's such a like a pirate software. Like it's so easy to look at and go, what the fuck? Like it's like I drop hair lows to that because I can't help it. But it's like, yeah, like Idubbbz was well loved by so many people, and then he just ate shit. Like I don't know how you eat that much shit and then like you don't have any self what is that called? Like recognizing it of your, what is that called?
Reflection?
No self-awareness.
Oh,
self-awareness.
Okay, fair enough.
Like he bullied the shit out of people that did what he did, that acted the way he does now. And it's like, how do you not see that? Like, how do you just attribute that to immaturity now? Like, yeah. It's mind-blowing.
No, I get what you mean. It is really interesting because I like had I talked with some family members, because I have some family members that do coaching and life coaching and all that stuff, and it's just like well, what's the difference between being a bully and being somebody that's very critical that also kind of sounds like a bullying? And it's just like, well, being a bully is like just somebody that wails on somebody and like it's wrong, and being like somebody that's critical, not overly critical, but somebody that's critical but also sounds like a bully, it's just like like Idubbbz had a good match of it, because like what he offered was a reality check that a lot of people didn't get, and I still feel like very seldom few people get these days, because there isn't what we have is like economies of creators, and it actually makes me loathe content creation a little bit as I see more content creators, and it's especially in the VTuber sphere. I see people that like don't actually check themselves and say like, wait a minute, maybe this is the wrong optics, and it's just like, we need people that are willing to say, hey buddy, you might want to slow down there a bit, buddy, you're kind of going too fast. What is it, the pull up, man, terrain, pull up. And I miss that about Idubbbz, because like, and I didn't really watch all of his stuff when it was brand new, but I remember the impact it had, and it was just like what the fuck? How did that happen? You shouldn't be like this.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't know. I guess on the same vein of like content creators that inspired you to go at them, what have been some other content creators that kind of made your work the way it is now?
It was Ludwig, and Ludwig mainly. Like, I liked how Moist Critical did stuff, where it's just like being very, very clear about what you like, who you are as a person, and just be like, here is everything you need to know about why I'm making the decisions I am, or why I think the way that I am, and here's the info that I think is dumb or not. Like, just having it be on your sleeve and not acting like a savant, not acting like a know-it-all, and just being like, this is what I think I know, and here we go. And just being fucking normal. Like, it's not hard to do that, I don't think. I think, like, I get that a lot of people, in the same way that if I was like, I've enjoyed entertaining, and I've been a class clown for a long time, so I guess I get like getting ahead of the curve of like, people are looking at me, so I have to behave a certain type of way. It's like, well, if I want people to find interest, or I want to entertain other people without like deceiving them. So like Moist Critical, I would say it was just like that idea. Like, I like his humor. Like, I like that he was doing commentary that was interesting. I wouldn't say that he directly inspired me, but I loved that style. I liked like the dry humor of that. And then Ludwig's video, How to Become a Streamer, is like, that is literally what started me doing it. I'd been told by because like I was doing acting, I was going to do the full thing, like move to LA, do acting.
Oh goodness, thank goodness you didn't.
And yeah, so I ended up not met my fiance. I was like, yeah, I don't want to live there, there's not enough grass. Like it was a shit show place. Everyone there told me not to live there, so I was like, okay. So I was like driving to like work one day, and it was like Ludwig's video on how to be a streamer. Is like, write these things down, set goals and whatnot. I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna actually like focus on this, treat it like a job, try to actually do it. And then that was like, write down streamers that inspire you. And so the three that I wrote were Ludwig, Pirate Software, and Pay Money Wubby. Pay Money Wubby, I would love to down the road, like my dream is in tandem with the drama commentary channel, do like a bit more commentary that isn't like direct, like I need to cover the news every single day. But also I want to have a gaming channel, and that can be, maybe I do like a Magic the Gathering thing. I've been really enjoying that recently, but mainly I fucking love video games. I love video games so much. I would love to do like gaming entertainment stuff, and like if I can do that, and then in tandem with that do like game shows. That's what I was doing when I was first, like I would get like 30 viewers or something like that, and I would literally do game shows where I'd bring friends over, and we would just make up and essentially do, if anyone here is familiar with Dropout, Game Changers, like that kind of style of thing. Just come up with stuff to do. We did a knockoff Jeopardy where we painted one of the people blue, and like you had to do challenges for the daily double, or you know, like eat these fucking jelly beans that taste like vomit, like, you know, shit like that. But that was, I loved doing that. I loved hosting that, or I would like cast Rocket League tournaments, and like I just love to entertain. So if I can turn it into a company thing where I have multiple different avenues to go through, because like I'll get bored of one thing for a bit. Like right now, because I don't have the pirate thing, like I'm just looking for another big drama to sink my teeth into and cover every day. It's kind of boring for me to like tune into a drama, cover it like once or twice, and then never get to touch it again.
Yeah.
And that like it makes me less inclined to cover it. But like I enjoy it all, and I just hope that like over time and like getting to build up an audience, that I just get to do more and more of it.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. You did bring up a point I wanted to double back to, and you said you like to play Magic. What is your favorite kind of deck to play? I'm curious.
I like black and I like blue.
Okay.
I like blue and black. And
really?
I just started playing like a couple months ago. But
oh, okay.
Like I've been loving it a ton. My friends in real life kind of got me into it. I'm literally playing some tomorrow. It's so interesting. I used to be a diehard Yu-Gi-Oh person.
Mm-hmm.
I memorized the rule book for Yu-Gi-Oh, and my friends, it got to a point where my friends wouldn't want to play with me. They would bring me in, and I would have to be a ref for my friends. So, because I had the rule book memorized, and so Magic the Gathering happened, and my friend really fucking loves it, and is like, you have the camera equipment like to set up and like do those for like videos and do games and shoot the shit. I'm like, that would be fun if I got better at it. Mm-hmm. But Magic, it's interesting. It's very fun to do the combos and like I just got a blue-green deck and like these other ones, and I just like cool creatures, so it ends up being a good mix of everything. And zombies and like undead and resurrecting, that's tight.
Oh yeah.
And,
yeah, no, for sure. I have a couple different kinds. My first like deck that I really enjoyed was like a white 1/1 deck where you threw out as many 1/1 nobodies as you could, and then you summoned an Archangel where its power was equal to the amount of 1/1s you had on the battlefield. So I'd be like, I got 15
nice.
1/1s, and then I throw out an angel with flying and trample, and it's just like, do you wanna avoid that?
Yeah, my favorite thing about playing against that with a black deck is I just have like 20 cards in my deck that say destroy target creature. That it's gone. I think that's so stupid and busted. Like,
it is.
My friend gets so mad because it's just goodbye, deleted. I do know what Pot of Greed does. Technically, it makes you draw 2 cards, but if you're referring to the really, really, really funny meme, you draw 3 cards every time you play Pot of Greed.
I have not played Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. Isn't Pot of Greed like normally banned in
I summoned Pot of Greed! Yeah, it is. They've tried to make multiple different variants of that card, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, being able to draw extra is like busted.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. I literally just watched a video about this like a week or 2 ago, like the history of Pot of Greed. I hyperfixate on like everything I do. Like right now I'm really into Tarkov and also all the mods Ted on Minecraft, and also fucking Dota 2 and League of Legends, and like I love games.
No, yeah. That's fair. I mean, you did mention Tarkov, but what other games are you like, besides Pico Park, obviously, are you like really into?
Name it.
Really? Just
like,
any?
Recently, in the last month, I have played Pico Park 2, Peglin, Dota, Liar's Bar, Magic the Gathering, Counter-Strike 2, Rocket League, Gone Fishing, Battlefield 6, Stormgate, Risk of Rain 2, Hell Clock. I played Mage Arena, which was kind of popping off recently, and Shrouded I just got. Binding of Isaac. I love Binding of Isaac. I full completed that.
Really?
I love roguelikes. Balatro, like Peak we've been playing. I played COD World of War Zombies. Like, this is in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just here and there. Yeah, I love it all.
I wish I had the fortitude to switch between games like that. Because of my my TISM, I will pick up a game for a couple of weeks, and then after a certain amount of time I was like, you know what, I was in the middle of this project, but I really don't want to play this game anymore.
That's fair.
Like,
I just like Tarkov has just been interesting because I've never really gotten to learn the game.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've had it for years, but I've been recently playing it with a buddy, playing the PvE mode, and I've actually been able to get to learn it. And that's been very like fun to actually learn the game. I love games where it feels like you got to take a class in them. Like Dota 2, I played 900 hours, like legitimately 900 hours of bot matches before I played any actual matches against real players.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I like to learn, I guess, but only when it comes to video games and drama.
I know that feeling. No, yeah, for sure. Again, I wish I had that ability to just like do multiple ones. Like right now, I am playing a lightly modded Minecraft because I was like, well, I want to play because I.
That's totally fair and what you should do, because I didn't play modded Minecraft and then we played all the mods 10.
Yeah.
And I've never, like, that made me feel like a fucking, like a Sour Patch Kid. Like feeding a fucking Victorian era child a Sour Patch Kid or a Dorito. Like, I was fucked. Like, I learned like maybe 4 or 5 mods in it and just like watched my friends do the rest of it. And it was just melting my brain in real time. What mod pack are you playing?
I kind of like worked on my own. I just downloaded Forge and I was like, okay, I want to play in the newest version. So I'm in 121.8 and I was like, okay, let's see all of these things that I hate that Mojang does. Like they suck at the storage. So I'm going to install the shelves mod so that I have more shelves so that I can store stuff a little bit better.
You gotta get 8 Applied Energistics too. That's the real storage mod.
See, but like I had a couple rules. Rule number 1 is I want to add things that I know Mojang sucks at. Rule number 2 is I want to keep it as close to vanilla as possible so that it doesn't like alter the world.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the reason why is because I started this new world because I had an old world that I had owned this world ever since the beginning of the Caves and Cliffs update. And I was very proud of it because I had a very good mixture of playing in vanilla. I had done a little bit of creative just to like throw some ideas down, but I knew what was mine and what I had actually built and what I had like flown around and built. And then I changed computers because one of my fans decided to help me get like a new computer, and I thought I had copied everything over. Like I had my buddy who's in IT copy over my entire like program files and everything that should have included the Minecraft save, and it didn't move over. And when I opened Minecraft, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to log in. I'm going to play all of this. I've not played the new update. I'm going to get a gassed. I was awesome. Didn't have the world. It was gone. 5 years of work. Gone.
That sucks. Are you a Terraria enjoyer?
I've tried really hard to get into Terraria. I can only do it with friends. I can't play it alone.
That's fair. I mean, I'm the same way. I love the way that they handle storage in Terraria, which is why I like Applied Energistics so much.
Yeah.
Just like having, as long as you have the area, like the storage or the items like around you generally, or maybe that's actually, I might be thinking of a mod in Terraria. I like that system because I do not organize to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
I need it all to be in a compiled area where I can just search for the things that I need. Because I could not be fucking bothered. I get so irritated having to like, all right, time to sift through 12 odd chests to find 2 or 3 things that I need.
Yep. I know that feeling too. However, and you did bring up in Applied Energistics, which is really funny because Applied Energistics is like the baby seed that got me into learning how computers work, because it like when you learn how storage works with in Applied Energistics, and then you look in the real life, you're like, oh wait a minute, that's how a storage drive works, and that's how that works. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And I don't know any of that, so Applied Energistics fucks with my head. So I've just like learned recipes and stuff. I barely touch the circuitry in any of that, but I love the storage.
The circuitry is beautiful.
I forced myself to learn it.
Mm-hmm. Circuitry's beautiful. I remember because like when I was back into heavy modding in AE, because I wanted to make like the ultimate storage, because like my whole thing was like, I want to make the ultimate storage computer because that's the coolest sounding thing in the world. And I was little and I was autistic. And I looked up, in order to have like the most maxed out thing, not only was it extremely expensive, but it was massive and complicated. And they're like, oh yeah, if you want over 1 million different buses. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all that. Holy cow. Yeah. I mean, I want it, but like, am I going to use that? Am I still going to play after I do that?
No, you do the storage for whatever you need, and then you play with it until you need more storage, and then you sink 5 hours into making something ridiculously large, and you're like, I'm never going to reach the limit for this.
No,
and
yeah.
then in a week, when you reach the limit, you do it again.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought about putting in AE. I don't think it is in the most recent version of Minecraft. But
it does not match up with your ideal set of rules that you put being as close to vanilla as possible, because working with antimatter for a storage system that you can handle digitally is not, I would say, very close to vanilla Minecraft.
Oh, no.
The way you described it, I think basic, or I think it's called like simple storage or something. Someone said earlier, Tom Simple Storage is really good for that.
Yeah, I use storage drawers, and the only reason why is because storage drawers is really, like, it's simple, and it still feels like it fits, because, again, I want storage, and...
I also really like the pipes mod, the PIPEZ, because it's, like, it's very simple piping, which, like, makes it, like, you don't have to go crazy with, like, electricity or anything like that. It's just, like, hoppers, but, you know, you can treat it like piping. It's just fun.
No, yeah.
We're so off the topic of drama, but like I'm glad we agree on Minecraft.
Oh no, it's totally fine. Listen, so one of my favorite things to do in interviews is just to like obviously talking about drama is fun, but like sometimes I feel like people forget that there's a human behind the screen, and I try to be like, oh, what do you like to do?
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, I totally agree. But like just to round out on the mods there, I constantly look around and see, okay, will this fit the idea that I want for this? Will this fit? Will this work? And it's just like, well, I don't know. Like recently I added like a thing that added more biomes, and I quickly went back on it because I was like, more biomes is cool, but if I ever want to just go back to vanilla, all those biomes are going to be gone, and I'm going to have huge chunks of land missing. And so I quickly removed it.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. But no, I included things like an improved inventory HUD. I added this isn't really vanilla, but I added a mod that added kiwis because I thought kiwis are cute, and I was like,
the animal or the fruit?
Both. If you kill the animal, you get the fruit.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh goodness. But anyway, I guess stepping back to drama really quickly. You mentioned that like you kind of got your start with the MrBeast stuff. Tell me kind of like what your thoughts were with all of that, because I'm curious.
Yeah. The most interesting thing coming out of that was over the course of time, whenever I'd heard about, you know, people who are covering drama, and you know, they're usually up to date on everything, but for some reason around a particular subject, it seems like they like back up, or they don't go in as hard with this specific subject as much as they would with something else. And it's like, oh, are you sweeping for this person? Or are you like, you know, there's an ulterior motive? And it always came from like I think they're acting maliciously. Well, covering the MrBeast stuff was like, I'm very grateful for it. It was super cool. It was very interesting. That is also like horrifying. There is so much stuff surrounding the drama that happened that will never see the light of day. And it's interesting as someone who like covers that stuff, because it's like there's no way in hell that I would ever be able to platform stuff that I know to be true because I can't prove it. And I cannot expect or I like there's no way that any respectable person consuming my content or like looking at what I have to say would see anything that I would show with the like the quote unquote evidence that I have and should take that at face value or believe it. Like it would be disrespectful to what I'm trying to achieve and to those people time to believe what I'm saying without proof. Unfortunately, I can look at the circumstances and understand what's going on in the background and be like, oh, like that is real. Or I can speak with people that will never be comfortable sharing anything. And see that and go like, oh fuck, this is this is crazy.
Yeah.
And like hearing stuff behind the scenes that I'd never be able to share, because if it got out, there's only so many people that would know about that they'd be able to find them. And like in that sense, it is mind-blowing how much I did get to cover and did get to talk about and stuff, but also like my favorite thing to come out of all of that, I should focus first. A lot of the MrBeast stuff, there were mistakes that happened, like the dog pack stuff. There were fuck ups. I like addressed them on my own, like with my own videos. I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. This was like people around me. I wasn't hiding I wasn't hiding if I got things wrong or anything. I was very careful about, allegations versus what we had proof of. I still do not think the guy's all right. I think the Team Water shit, he's been acting really fucking cringe with this Team Water shit. Like calling up huge content creators and be like, hey, you paying up? Hey, you donating to my charity? Like on stream in front of the public, like to try to like you're baiting them into doing it. Like they have to donate now, otherwise they look like a shitty person. And then like he was able to coax some person like out of the blue who he had never talked to before, like some other streamer, into donating $15,000. And then after he got off the phone with them on the same live, like within the same breath, he's like, $15,000, it's not even going to make a dent into the goal we're trying to achieve. Then why did you just fucking like get on your knee, like fucking beg and fucking, like force him essentially to do this and then you're going to turn around like, well, like you're fucking poor shaming him? Like what?
Yeah.
And also he got the shittiest veneers that I've ever seen. He had okay teeth. Like, okay, I'm going to get called a beast hater. I'm not a fan of the guy. I don't have enough time in my day to hate the guy. But like, I don't know how this man who is so fucking rich got the Turkish special and got like fucking porcelain veneers. Like they look so fake, and he had fine teeth beforehand. Like there was no issue with his teeth. Anyway, it's a distraction. There was so much more to that irks me about the entire thing that I'll never get to talk about realistically. And so for the sake of it, like it was very cool. It was a very interesting opportunity. And I think my favorite thing to come out of it was like getting to hear so much other context that even if I'm not going to be able to share it, getting to know it and like just getting to learn about it and be someone that gets to hear about that stuff was really interesting. Sort of like, I guess, like Aaron Burr Hamilton in the room where it happened. It's just like, it's more interesting because like I can, when I cover information about it, I have that context. And so like, I can't say it, but it helps me better understand the situation, and it helps me form better arguments to be made on both sides of it. The same way that like pirate stuff, like I heard stuff from people that were like close with him from when he was in high school, or like, for instance, Cynthia Hall, the person that was there with him at work. And although I might not share every single thing that we talk about, like getting to hear those things helps the context, helps me better understand it. And like, that's probably across the board been my favorite thing about doing the drama stuff.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just like you receive information, and this has happened to me a couple of times, mostly just in the VTuber space, because when you end up talking about something and you don't fall flat on your face the first time, people tend to reach out to you because they think that they can trust you with information. And I'm sure that like as you've gone through some of these various dramas, you've heard things where it's just like, hey, you can't say this, but this is something I know. This is just to tell you for your sake that you're right, and that everything you're saying is right, but you can't tell everybody that I'm telling you that you're right. I know exactly that feeling. It's like, what the like that's happened to me 2 or 3 times. It's weird.
It's like, okay, well, I won't be able to do anything with this, but like at the same time, I don't really need, like, I just appreciate building up, like, that sounds more like I'm focused on it, but it's cool to build up the rapport so that I get to learn about those things. Cause I just like, me as a person, the reason that I make drama in general is because I do have interest in it. Like, obviously I'm thankful that it also, I get to make money from it. But like, first and foremost, I would have attempted to grind out content creation in a different form, in a different way, if I found some other avenue more interesting. but like I'm genuinely fascinated by drama, and getting to learn about the full story is something that just is very stimulating to me.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, like for me, I do it again because like I like studying how humans operate and how people work. When I see somebody that gets into drama, it's like, okay, I want to break down why that person did what they did, how they got to that spot. Exactly. It's just like, why'd you do this, broski? And it helps me. It helps me in my own life. But then I also, what I try to do, I feel like I fail more than I try. But I try and tell people, hey guys, this is what you shouldn't do if you get into this position of power. This is how you shouldn't act if for some reason you end up with 1 million subs or whatever like that.
If you want to have a lot of fun, go like do it live. Watch through Healthy Gamer's interview with Pirate from a couple months ago.
Yes.
And just focus on treating it like this is not an actual therapy session. This is Pirate believing that he's having this is Pirate under the impression that his audience believes that this is a legitimate therapy session, and watch and like with that subtext in mind, focus, like pay attention to how he responds to things, knowing that the audience is there, and like how he says things, how he tries to like share the table about psychology with someone who has a master's in it.
Yes.
And try to act like he's on the same page. It is like, in that sense, it's fucking brilliant. It is truly so cool. And at the same time, it also like you'll get whiplash from hearing him like, how would you deal with a situation with someone that you disagreed with? And hearing how he says he'd respond versus how he did recently is just like, that sounds really like I'm being sarcastic or something. It is like genuinely fascinating to me. Like, I don't know if I ever had the inkling that is someone I'd be, or if I had an inkling that I had an ego like Pirate, you wouldn't catch me dead doing a fucking public therapy session that could then be referred to back at like in the future.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I remember when I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, this man is a fucking moron. Because I already knew how much drama this guy got in, how much Jason got in. I was like, why the fuck would you go on to a guy that's an actual therapist that actually will lay it out for you? And in my head, I was like, does this man expect that he's going to get on camera and the therapist is just going to tell everybody to lay off? Is that, like, my brain's like, there's no
That's
way.
The thing. I believe he did. Or not that he would lay off, but like, I believe that he thought that he could. Like, I really don't think that Pirate looked at that and went, I can outsmart the therapist. I don't think he thinks that deeply about it. I don't think he's a villain concocting the plan. I think he does it and then it's just like, no, I believe this to be true. And he says the things that he thinks that everyone wants to hear, or like something that he would want, but he doesn't actually do.
Yeah.
Like, I think some people give him too much credit as being some like huge master manipulator on purpose. I think it's just the behavior that has worked for him and has benefited them the most. And when you have like that huge of an ego, you're like, it takes something short of like you just about dying, or like your beliefs or your like a sense of self being like completely shattered for you to change. And Pirate has not, like, he's dealt with shit, but even this isn't like, it's not enough to like completely shatter and redevelop his ego. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't happen, he's just going to, he doesn't have to concoct a plan. He just can't help but believe it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
What I've always kind of thought, as it's kind of developed over time, I've always looked at Pirate as, at least now, I look at him as somebody that like has been lucky enough not to fall flat ever in his life. And now that he's falling flat, he just doesn't know how to respond. And this response...
He's fallen flat like 5 times in his life. He fell flat with the EVE Online community. He fell flat with the Second Life community. He fell flat with the fucking the furry community. He's fallen... This is literally his pattern of behavior. He's just never built something this large and fallen.
This is true.
But
this is very true.
He has a huge history of it.
This is true. That's fair enough.
He ostracizes it. That, well, and like, you could be right in your argument in the same way that I'm right in this one. It can be both. Like, I would agree with you that he's never like become destitute in an insane way, but in terms of like ostracizing and dipping out of a community, he's always been able to dip into the next one without having to deal with the repercussions of the prior one.
Yeah. And this is the only time it's happened.
Which has been so large scale.
Yeah.
But like, think about even the OnlyFans stuff. He like that kind of pushed away a lot of the people on the edge, like on the fringe, that were like just like they'd get his YouTube algorithm shorts and stuff, and they're like, oh, this is cool and stuff. And then like all those people would see them and swipe away now, and suddenly he doesn't show up for any of them. So like he lost those people, but he still had his core audience. And then now, you know, he's upset at me and everything because, you know, he's losing all this income. Well, the reason you're losing that income is because now your inner group, like the people following you and willing to give you money, you've turned them off.
Yes.
That's not us doing that. We're like, anybody that's just covering your behavior and people have stopped tuning into you because of that, more than likely the people that would have been impacted by like someone like me condoning your behavior or something, they weren't fans of you to begin with. They were like orbiting you, not like an actual orbiter, like a content creator, but just like you show up and they wouldn't even subscribe to you, but they'd watch your content.
And now they won't even do that.
Those people don't pay your bills.
Yeah.
Right. The people that pay your bills are the people that you have now pushed away, that have been your like huge fans, that you have been assholes to in your own Discord messages, that you've been like, you started up like a band number on your streams. That like, that's how you bring the drama to the people that stayed away from all of it. And now they're going to leave, and they're leaving with their money.
Yeah.
Like you did that.
No, for sure. 100%. It is just really crazy to me because it was all avoidable.
All you had to do. My bad, guys. I pulled the ocular.
Exactly. I don't know. Again, I think for me, like I look at it just like, and I know that his not his parents, but I don't think his family will ever like come out and talk about it, because I imagine most of that, I don't really know how much they've really been involved in all of this. I know for a fact that like at the very least they're not really interested in it, but like I don't know, like where did this come from is my question, because I know that like he didn't have like the best isn't he like from a divorced family or something like that? I don't know that to be.
Maybe, I don't know. Like I don't
want to opine on that.
Saying about the ego and stuff, I truly, I'm not a therapist. I can't speak to that. There's always going to be insane complexity to it. If we take any of the points that he made with a grain of salt, or not any of his points, but like any of the stories that we've heard from like even very early on, I don't know. Like there are multiple different ways that you end up developing an ego, like pirates early on, like from the YouTube armchair stuff that I've learned about, which is like it could be a coping mechanism for trauma as a young kid. It could be how your parents raised you. It could be how you reacted to the world, and how you ended up developing a personality as a kid, and like it has nothing to do with your folks.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, you know, spinning a wheel, which would be interesting to find out offline, but like I'm not one to like go into the depth about figuring that out online, because I don't want to, like, that's more of a personal interest than I would think would be. That's more of a personal interest over that being a public interest that would be I don't know, useful. Like no one usually cares about that.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Grand scale, it's like
I know exactly what you mean. It's just like, this is interesting, but it really it kind of makes me feel grody to like talk about it. You know what I mean? That's why I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Yeah. Well, it's just, you know, you're speculating. You have no evidence. Like it's just guessing. And at that point, especially as like a drama commentary person, you're like, well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Which is like, when you're forming arguments and stuff, correct answer, it is wrong. But like, it's fun to shoot the shit and speculate, not as much so when you have an audience.
Oh yeah, 100%. You got to have the right friends to do it with.
Well, I mean, just do it with friends as opposed to like audience members, because it's like they're interested in the drama of it in a way that they're like, oh, you know, like if you're sharing in the same way that I'm sharing a story, it's like, okay, well, this is. Like they're sharing with me the information and whatnot, I gotta share that. Like if I'm gonna start just speculating about like dude's fucking early years of development, or like why he is the way he is. Like there's no, I can't back that. I can't, do anything useful with that. And so they're just like, if people are just going to spout it, just to spout it. Like it's the public, it's the people that are interested in drama. You're going to have people that just do not give a shit.
Oh, of course.
And they're going to go ham with it.
Oh, 100%. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm not responsible for my audience, but I am responsible to make sure that I don't feed the wrong stuff, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, it's like you tell them that, you tell them something wrong, they're just bullshitting. Like, yeah, maybe not in the eyes of the law are you going to be held accountable in that way, but like, I mean, if you're slandering someone, yes.
Yeah.
Or like, even if it's not legal, it's like I would hold myself accountable if like I told people something was wrong. Like I'd feel an obligation to correct that because I don't want to lie to people, or
That's
like I don't want to propagate. Yeah, but that's a cop out. That's a bare minimum. Like everybody and their mother is gonna say, I don't want to lie. I want to give people the truth. Like fucking duh. But I think that is much more of a. I will take I'll never take praise for what is the bare minimum. Like that is the expectation that everyone should be held to. I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're good. And I mean, I agree. I mean, there's a good lesson that I learned from another creator in my same sphere that talks about a lot of drama related things just for VTubers. And he said one of the most important things for drama creators is that they don't have to be nice. They just have to be fair. And I feel like that is like I feel like that's the important thing to remember is like, you don't have to necessarily be nice with the people you talk about. You just have to be fair with them, because that's the important part right there, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, fair and just like not bad faith.
Yes.
Like I've had, even in the short time that I've been here, which is like a little over a year now, like I've had creators around me make bad points in videos and stuff, and there's a big difference between shitting on someone because I think they're being a bit goofy, like Pirate. Like I could totally not ram into him and give him so much shit for the fact that he brought up it runs on a smart fridge 30 times in a stream. But like if that was one of my people, if that was someone that I was friends with and they made a shitty point on something, like I'm gonna treat that differently. Be like, yep, that's wrong, but I'm not gonna like dig into them because like it's your friend, but you can be in the exact way that you're describing. You can be respectful. You can be kind to someone and still disagree and be fair and be honest about it.
Yeah.
And then in the same hand, you can be a bitch to someone else as long as you are being fair and objective in your, call out or criticism.
Yeah. I pretty much think that for me, I try to give the same good faith to everybody, even those that I feel like have wronged me, because I've had a lot of creators in my space that just, because VTubers don't like drama, and if you're drama, they like to pick at you, but I try to be as good faith. Yeah, no, seriously. And it's really funny because there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, those drama people, they're just there for the drama. They don't care about the victims. It's just like, I'm here to talk about what I see. And, yeah, you can say that I'm a drama person, but I'm here to do a job and I'm here to do it right. And if you're not going to help me, then shut up. But I've had a lot of people that just get upset because they're like, oh my gosh, you're covering drama. You're not supposed to touch it. Like I've seen VTubers that put out multi-page Google Docs, and then they say, guys, don't talk about this. You're not allowed to talk about this. This is my trauma. I am here to put this out. I'm accusing this person of being a predator, and you're not allowed to talk about it. It happens a lot.
I don't know if you know anything about like general. That's crazy.
My response is always the same. It's just like, if you didn't want me to talk about it, why the fuck is it here?
Why is it public? Yeah.
Like me and my buddy, we run a small podcast where we talk about VTuber drama, and there was like a VTuber that got allegedly exposed as a predator. And then the people that wrote the document, they're like, oh, why'd you talk about this? There could be minors in it. And it's just like, because you put it out there. If you didn't want the minors to be in trouble.
A public document with minors in it that you don't want to be What?
It's like they if I'm trying to remember
Y'all
correctly.
did it first.
Yeah, like
yeah, you made it public first. Like you're the ones that have done this. You have endangered it. You've allowed other people to access it, and you've made the allegations.
yeah, and it's just like
that's
like you could have censored the names, and I'm like, why didn't you?
yeah.
And then there's also, because like I have a lot of criticism for people that put out Google Docs for that kind of stuff, because like if somebody's actually a predator, you don't want to put out a Google Doc and then go to the police, because then you're alerting the predator that you have stuff on them that could get them arrested. And so my big criticism is always like, listen, if you actually have shit to take to the police, don't put this out first. This should be put out after they're arrested.
Right.
Oh, it's just, but legitimately, people in the VTubing scene are crazy about that shit. Like, if you talk about drama, they think you're the worst thing ever, and you get blacklisted from a lot of people. So, but I don't care, because I'm here for the love of reporting the shit that I see. So it's just like, I don't care if people hate me. I'm trying to be right. Oh,
good.
So, I don't know. Here's what I will say. Unless they're a very big VTuber, don't cover VTuber drama, because it's way too, you get way too in the mud with it.
Fuck.
And I'm not even
lolcow. I'll do it.
I mean, like, yeah,
if I
for
find
sure.
it interesting, I won't be able to help myself. My biggest thing is unless there was like really, really succinct proof, especially like I briefly did a stream with the pyro stuff. Like when it gets into a legal thing like that, I prefer to be a bit more careful. I've had my go about like here and there of different stuff, and being more careful with like the pyro thing, for instance. Like there's so much of that lore and how it's existed over like the last, I don't know, couple of years, that I would need to do way more research and be way more confident about the law and how that works and shit that I'm not qualified to be more comfortable in before I'd make something that would directly address or call that out.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like recognizing I'm out of my depth. And if I'm out of my depth about something that could be legally quite a consequence for not only pyro, but also the alleged victims of it, I should not be the person making a video on it. So it's like, I'll chill out. But if there's like, for instance, Pyro Software just shitting the bed and being a dork and letting his ego take over, and some VTuber does that, light work. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
They can see what they want. Like, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. When it came to, well, speaking of the pyro shit, the thing with the pyro shit is like, because I have a friend, she's also a VTuber, and she's actually a lawyer. She's actually friends with Legal Mindset. And I try to like ask her legal questions all the time, because she is like the first person, and like I would say probably one of the not the top person when it comes to legal questions, because lawyers are wrong all the time, but like I always ask her questions about the law first. And when it came to the pyro stuff, in my head I was like, okay, I only need a couple of different things to determine whether or not I feel like this is fucked. And when I got those couple of things, I was like, okay, but what's the law say about this? And if the law says this, then yeah, that's fucked, and there's nothing I can say about that. And so with the pyro stuff, it took me like 10 or 12 pages. Like, okay, there's enough here for me to say, yeah, this is pretty fucked. I will probably look at it again later, but I do think that this is a lot fucked, and maybe he should he should answer for some of this shit. I don't know. I just felt it was just. Here's my problem with the pyro doc. They did a whole lot of, by the way, we'll tell you that this is all coming later, and it's just like, can't you give it to me now? I didn't like the formatting, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's 3. Well, that's like, feels weird. It's like anyone that ends up going over and like analyzing and going over it is now expected to kind of take the fall. Like that's going to be the response, because like Pyro's not going to respond to the 300-page document. It's going to respond to the videos that are made about it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're kind of dodging, I don't know, like maybe that wasn't Parlo's intention with it, but like Parlo's already got his own baggage too, and so it's just like there's so many messy pieces of it that you'd have to go through. And also like, even if the information is concrete and succinct and watertight, the fact that it is coming from Parlo is going to throw it into is gonna cast doubt on it, which is like, that's just an unfortunate part of the human psyche, because it's like Parlo's accused of doing the same shit that he was accusing Pyro of. I don't think that should illegitimize like evidence and how you analyze and like recognize the evidence as or vet it, I should say.
Yeah.
But that is just a realistic part of that's how humans work. That's how people work.
No, I know what you mean. I
we'll
know
see.
what you mean. Yeah, I haven't really seen it that Pyro has Pyro done any big massive responses to it, or
He did a couple years ago. That was the response he was addressing in the document. But like he said that he's gonna wait again, like he did last time. So
well,
yeah.
I meant like now. Has he responded now?
Right. No, I don't. I think he said he's waiting till people make videos about it before he's gonna choose to, if he does respond to it now.
Interesting. My personal opinion is because Pyro has already quote unquote disproved the allegations a couple years ago, he's just going to say it's the same old shit, guys. I'm not even going to respond to it.
His audience and stuff is in that same boat.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's like, okay.
there's no need for him to like care. Again, it's going to take like another incident like what happened with Pyro Software. Somebody with a bigger stick is going to have to come along and poke him and say, I think you should talk about this.
Yeah.
Because that's why Stop Killing Games even got any forward momentum, is because Moist Critical is like, hey, I think that Pyro Software is wrong about this. And then it started a cascading effect. And I feel like that's the only way Pyro's going to be forced to face any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to end us on a sour note.
No, it's been a lot of fun. You're totally good. I really appreciate you inviting me on for a chat. It was a lot of fun.
For sure. I do like talking with a lot of content creators, especially people that make drama. I like to hear about what they do and like why they enjoy it and all that kind of stuff. And I just like interacting with people because occasionally, I like covering drama, but I also like just talking with people. So
yeah. If anyone has any questions, like I'll happily take them before I dip. But like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
For sure. I'm kind of curious. What are you looking to like? What's kind of your next stuff that you're looking to report on now? Do you have anything that you're interested in?
I check up news every day. I don't really have anything crazy. There was some MrBeast shit, but it's kind of old news at this point of him just kind of being a shitter with his $12 million donation stream.
Yeah.
XQC and both Aiden and him were not super stoked with how he conducted himself during and after. But I'm just like, I check Twitter, I check Reddit, check my Discord, and whatever drama ends up happening, I'll probably cover it as long as it isn't political.
Fair enough.
I was gonna do something, but fucking it was Hassan drama into Destiny drama, so it's like I'm not touching none of that.
Yeah, I would. Again, unless you're willing to touch that and deal with all the people and all of that, it is kind of like just can't.
Fuck no.
Can't do that. So no, I 100% get it. Well, I'll give chat like a minute because it does have like a couple seconds of delay, and then we'll let you go.
Sure.
But yeah. Chin. What, excuse me? Chat, I don't understand this chin thing here. I like a Timmy Turner reference.
What is chin?
Is that a reference to Fairly Odd Parents, chat?
Crimson, the hair on my chinny chin.
I don't get it. Pyro got into another drama. It's one of those things where people are resurfacing old allegations and adding a bunch of new stuff on top of it. Basically, I'm not gonna discount any of the stuff and say that it is or isn't real. I'm just gonna say that like I don't think it's gonna affect him. Again, unless somebody big pokes at him. I don't know.
Yeah. Question: what is that thing that's dancing in the corner?
That's a yippee.
A yippee? Oh,
yes.
Okay. The yippee.
Yes, that is what it is.
Yeah.
The lore behind the yippee, because I actually have merch, but it's not because like when a lot of people think of VTuber merch, they just imagine an anime shirt. No, my merch is even cooler. I'll actually like pull up my Uwu market here. My merch is not me at all. It's just the yippee. Because
that's awesome.
I thought about it and I was like, well, okay, I could go with a graphic tee, and that is definitely appealing more to the people that like want a graphic tee with my face on it. But I also want something that my fans can feel like they're at least semi okay wearing in public, and the Yippee is like
That's fair.
the Yippee is something where it's just like it's fairly innocent. If you and I'll send you like a picture of some of it, but it's just like the Yippee is very innocent. Especially
That's
the one especially the one with a knife in its mouth. That one is especially very innocent. But like, it's easy to wear, it's fun to do, and at the end of the day, I wanted something that people would be like, I'm repping my Yippee lifestyle or something like that. I don't know, I just call the fans the Yippies or stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have a question. Do you ever feel you're being too fair to Thor? Hashtag tie the knot. Hashtag tie the knot. That's so funny. I can't believe that was such a dumb thing. Are you familiar with that?
No. Are people trying to ship you and him?
No, God, no.
Thank God.
I'll tell you off a stream.
Okay.
Essentially, you know Chud Logic?
Yes, I'm familiar with Chat Logic, yeah.
I hopped onto one of his streams. We were shooting this shit, and he's done this thing. I've popped in, and he's like chatted with me a couple of times, and he has this knack of telling me like the most horrendous, abhorrent shit ever right before I leave. And he explained something to me, and I was like, "That's horrific." He explained what nodding is.
Oh.
And so I went. I was like, okay. So he's like, he introduced that to me as like drama to cover potentially. And so I just looked dead at the camera because I had my face cam turned on for his live as he explained it to me, because I knew it was horrific.
Yeah.
As he started immediately, and then I was like, so you said that was juicy drama. Are you implying that you want me to talk about nodding, about pirate software in a video? And he starts laughing. He's like, no, like going through that. I was like, you know, maybe you could, you know, do something fun, you know, start a movement, you know, hashtag tie the knot. And his audience really liked that. And it is still hashtag tie the knot is still running rampant. So whenever you see that, that's from that, when Chud did that to me. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been too fair to Thor. I think I've done a decent job. Maybe there have been times where I haven't been fair enough. But yeah, theory on why Pirate went against Stop Killing Games, because it looks like it's something obvious to go with. He went against Stop Killing Games because he misinterpreted it, and he also, I really think he just misunderstood it and then did not back down. I think that he genuinely believes that he has a perspective on it where he's like, I know better than they do. I really do think he believes that.
Oh, I can believe that. A lot of people are like, oh, it's because of his ties with X, Y, and Z. I was like, no, I think he legitimately was just stupid about that take, and he refuses to back down. Because if he backs down, that's his ego shattered.
Right. But yeah.
No, 100%. I think that's just his ego shattered. I don't know. I hate the nodding thing, though.
Yeah, me too. It's horrific.
I only know about that because, you know, when you're a kid that kind of grew up on the internet, and you learn some weird things about weird people.
I did too, but I never heard about that till he explained it to me in a stream, and I was blown away that the words came out of his mouth. It's like, I cannot believe you actually went through and explained it. Awesome. Oh, very cool.
Damn. I think that we'll leave it off there before people bring
That's
up weird
perfect,
stuff.
yeah.
But I wanted to thank you for coming on. I deeply appreciate it. It was an honor to talk to you just a little bit here.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good luck with your stream. Good luck with your coverage.
Thank you. And before you leave, could you tell everybody where they can find you if they are interested in what you do?
Yeah, just search Quinthio and you'll find me. Just on YouTube mainly. I'm going to start doing more short stuff that'll just be cut downs of my videos. But on YouTube, and then on my YouTube, you can find my Discord. I pop in there, play games with the people in Discord, shoot the shit about drama. And I've got a lot of people there that love talking drama. We've got different threads to chat about different stuff that's going on. That's about it.
Thank you. And I did put your channel in the comments if people were interested. I mean, I know I don't have the most live viewers, but I appreciate each and every single one of them. And if you guys liked listening to Quinn tonight, you should definitely go subscribe to him. So I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, of course.
But anyway, other than that, I am going to let you go because I am going to talk about we're going to transition from talking about this to talking about Destiny. And
Good old Destiny, hell yeah.
I don't want to like, I'll let you go before that whole shit comes up.
Well, cheers. Best of luck.
Yep. You have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Okay, chat. Fuck. Okay. Hold on. So, chat, I am going to be starting a new YouTube stream. If you're on Twitch, you're on Kick, you're on any of those other alt platforms, nothing is going to change. I do need like a 5-minute break, but here's what we're going to do. I am restarting the stream on YouTube, so I will be raiding into myself. But I need to message Mizu because he's in my friend chat. But I want to say again, special thank you to Quinthio for coming along today. It was very nice to have him come along. I do appreciate his videos. And we'll be very interested to see what he does next. Love it? Yes. Yes. Anyway, give me about 5 minutes, chat. I'm going to transition the stream over to the next one. And when I come back, we're gonna start talking about the next one. Because I know some people were waiting for that one and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I will see you guys on YouTube here soon. And everybody else, we'll be right back.